Hey YouTube, Dawson Ryder here with our first bit of sort of significant Power Month news in quite a while. After we had that Turtles week, it's kind of a quiet time and just kind of some small announcements about, like, I don't know, figure busts and all kinds of other little niche things. But this was our first bigger announcement in a while of 2 new Lightning Collection figures, one of which is the 100th figure. And the Lightning Collection figures are, if you couldn't tell by clicking on this video, the Ninja Ranger forms for Adam and Billy. And I believe it's Billy that's the 100th figure. Like, they address it and they make a big deal about it, but they didn't make as big a deal as I thought. But I think, as per usual, that was the fandom hyping it up more. They're like, what's the 100th figure be? What's the 100th figure? What's the 100th figure? And then they're just like, it's the 100th figure. I'm kind of glad they didn't make a huge deal about it, in a way. I don't know. But I'm actually quite excited for these. I know that we're probably going to get a lot of, more MMPR comments. And don't get me wrong, I'm as sick of MMPR as everyone else in a lot of instances. I'm kind of more sick of it in the everything else stuff coming out, because I think the Lightning Collection has done a decent job of balancing, all things considered, you know, the way they need to make profits. But I'm kind of more annoyed. They're like, MMPR shoelaces, MMPR jelly beans, MMPR glasses. Like, that's the kind of the stuff that annoys me more. Like, I don't expect them to do the niche products for, like, Lightspeed Rescue, because nobody knows what that is. But that's the stuff I'm more annoyed about, oddly enough, even though it makes more sense for them to be MMPR. That was a weird random rant. But anyway, I'm actually excited for these because I have wanted figures for these, updated figures for these, for a while. We did some back when the movie came out, but I've wanted these ever since Bandai did those Legacy 5-inch movie figures of the regular suits. And then, you know, when we went into the regular Legacy. So ever since, like, 2 lines ago, I've wanted to see these. Because I like these suits. And even though I'd like to see, you know, branching out of other MMPR stuff for the Lightning Collection, there's a handful of MMPR sort of more niche stuff that I'm wanting to see. Like, anything comic related, even though it's MMPR, is above anything else on my list. And I don't know if the Ninja figures were above anything else on my list, but they were definitely something I wanted to see. Because, see, this is something that's off the beaten path of, like, the main suits, but it's not something unnecessary like cel-shaded pink. I mean, do cel-shaded pink after you run out of stuff. You still got plenty of stuff. But we're not bringing that into this, even though we just did. But something that's cool about these, which I think these look good, but something that's cool about these is they include 3 head sculpts. You have ones with just the head bandana on. You have sort of the half-covered one that is both, I think, representative of the movie and of, like, mid-morph. And then you have the full-on, like, closed one where you just have the eye holes from Season 3 when they full-on morphed into Ninja Ranger mode, which I'm really happy about that. Honestly, in the back of my mind, because they do like to milk MMPR, I expected them to do 2 separate releases, like the movie version and then the show version, but this one basically includes all 3, and they can kind of get away with it because they only tout it as the Season 3 mode and not the movie. I think it's because of usage rights, which I'll talk about in just a second here, but because, like, in the show, you know, they went with the morph, they can use all 3 heads, so I like that you have an opportunity to represent effectively both the movie and the show. There's a chance there's a slight difference in the costumes, but if there is, I never notice it, so this is good enough for me. And I'm really happy that you actually have all 3 head sculpts, and you can, like I said, represent both at the same time. I'm sure there'll be some people that'll want to buy duplicates so that they can have, like, a movie display and then a show display. Because in the show was when they fully covered, and then the movie they only did, like, the half-covering ninja style. But I'm kind of confused about the movie thing. I'm pretty sure that they own, or someone else owns the movie rights. I think it's like Fox or something, or Disney, I guess, now, because Disney owns Fox. So I think that there is a rights thing, because that's why they're not calling it out as the movie thing or doing a special movie release. Not to mention the recent Pink Ranger Morpher, which clearly looks like the movie Morpher, but they can't say anything about it. Because these companies always act like they're mom and pop shops that can't dream of sharing money with each other. So I don't know. I'm not a businessman. I don't know all the ins and outs of what that would take. But I'm going to assume, outside of something like this, it's going to be a good while before we'll see anything movie related. It's unfortunate because actually one of the figures I would love to see is I would love to see Lightning Collection movie suit figures, because I like those suits. But I'm going to imagine, I guess, they decided to play ball with Bandai, unless it was a different situation when Bandai and Saban owned it, because they, like I just said, it was kind of a while ago, but they did do those 5-inch Legacy movie figures, and then they did the movie Morpher, and then I think they even used the movie box design for the Ninja Megazord, so I don't know where all that lies. It's not necessarily at the top of my priority list, but I hope they get it sorted out eventually, especially if they do any future individual movie releases. I think it could be cooler if they just labeled it as the movie or something like that. But I don't know. What do you guys think? Are you excited for the Ninja Rangers? Are you going to be getting more of them? In a way, I'm almost surprised they didn't make the 100th figure Ninja Tommy, since Tommy was the first Lightning Collection figure. But that's about it for this one, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and climb the steps and ring that bell so you get notifications for my videos. Dawson Rider, signing out.